30 hertz straight up.
Hello, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Lupus Has No Face podcast with your wonderful host, Savannah. We have the very powerful, ultimate king in the building named Legend. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Great. He is the owner of I Create Print. Okay, so we will be getting to that soon. We will be discussing from loss to advocacy, a son's journey beyond lupus, right?
Yep.
Okay, Deontay. Deontay is your government, right?
Yes, it is.
What do you prefer?
You know what? I truly prefer Deontay because I want the people to know me for who I am.
Okay, for you, for who you are. I love that. I love that.
Yep.
Okay, Deontay, before we jump into all of the things, what is Print by Creations? How did you get into that? What is it? Where you located? And what all do you provide with that services?
All right. Well, it started as me doing music at the beginning stage. And I wanted to do music. And my manager at that time was like, hey, you gotta cover this, you gotta have this expense. And I'm like, look, so what if I learn how to do that? So instead of you putting the money into the budget, can you put that money into me personally, back into the pot or whatnot? And he was like, yeah, if you can save the money go back to you. Then okay, it was written by that. I'm like, okay, so then I learned how to do graphic designs. I learned how to do studio engineering. I learned how to do, and it was just something that I felt that was an everyday need, considering, as they say, everybody die. Every day somebody die. Correct. Unfortunately, that's what's guaranteed to happen. So I learned that if I can provide a service that's needed every day, and then I can provide it at an affordable rate, then I could be there for the people. That's why my slogan is a place where you can imagine and I create.
I love it, and I understand the mission.
Yeah,
and that's dope. So you got into rapping, and to make it beneficial to you, you started doing everything behind the scenes.
Correct. And that's just, I never thought about it like that, but it's like I've created a something that was personally for me that eventually became for the people.
So do you still rap, or now you are 100% in the creative part?
That's a good question. I really stopped doing music for a little while.
Why is that?
I stopped into the management side. I was managing artists and also my son. I felt like instead of me putting the energy, the effort into me right now, let me put it into the youth. And that's what I started doing with him, because he's a basketball player. And I felt that if I could help brand him and get him out there where he deserves to be, that once he get to college and so on, he'll already have an identity. People already be familiar with who he is.
I love that. Okay, so you was thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Most people don't. So where can they find you at? What all do you provide with your services? And do you have any like social media links that we can drop in if people want to reach out to you?
Yeah. They can find me on 38th in Wisconsin. Literally. Um, I'm over there on 38th in Wisconsin. On social media, you could follow me at I Create Designs with a Z. And the create way is spelled ICRE, the number 8, designs, DESIGNZ. And you can find me on Instagram, social media. It's I Create Printing and Designs, my website.
Your
Um,
website is dope, by the way. I like it. Very
thank you.
professional. His
Thank you.
office is very professional.
Thank you.
Smell good in there. Got the big boy stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
I had to compliment him. He was do all of the things.
Yeah, I just recently moved over there about a month ago, and I just been slowly renovating it to become who I am. Kind of like how you said purple is you, blue is me.
What do blue stand for you? What is blue? Tell me. Tell me.
I guess it's like if you look at the water, right? You ever looked at the ocean?
I have. I had the luxury. Somebody used to always tell me, like, whenever you can, go to the lake and go see the sunrise. But I never did that. I was actually on a cruise and I was able to experience that on a cruise. And when I tell you, seeing the sunrise and seeing it set, it's beautiful.
Yes, I just came back from New Mexico a couple weeks ago, right? And the reason why I say the ocean, right, or the water, period, is because it's in my eyes, it's a continuous flow. It never stops. And that's how I kind of look at me in my life. Like, no matter what gets thrown at me, I'm never stopping. Like, I might get a little hurdle, but eventually I'm going to jump that hurdle and continue to move forward. I'm not going to let nothing stand in my way for too long.
I like how you correlate that together. So when you experienced that, how did you feel? What was your feeling?
Man, it just because it's like one of my mentors at the Running Rebels told me, he was like, I experienced so much at a young age that some people I'll be curious to know, like, how am I still moving? What continues to motivate you? And to me, every day I get a new purpose in life.
Every day?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day. Every day I wake up, I have a new purpose. And I know that may sound crazy.
It don't sound crazy for the people that understand what purpose is.
Yeah, because it's like, at first I used to think like I'm self-employed, but at the end of the day, I still work for somebody.
Yes, and not to even take that away. Hey y'all, I know we are like all the way from the topic, but this is important, right? This is why it's lupus and everything. So it's so many people that want to be like entrepreneurs because they quote unquote don't want to work for nobody because of all the rules, right? And when people say that to me as to why they want to be an entrepreneur, the things that I say is you're going to always work for somebody. You're working for Uncle Sam. It is rules and regulations that your business have to sustain and obtain, and sellers permits, all of these things that you got to keep up to date, because if you don't, you would not be having a business. Right. And people don't understand that. Like, you're going to always work for somebody, and there's going to always and forever be rules. I had to put that in there, so go ahead, because people don't understand.
That's true, because I used to think like, I wake up in the morning, I get to do what I want to do, right? But I mean, it's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like, some people don't understand the luxury of having stability. I think, right? And the reason why I say that is, right, because at the end of the day, you work from Monday through Friday. At the end of the week, you know what you got coming. As an entrepreneur, you don't know what you got coming.
Don't know.
Because at the end of the day, if a client hits you up and says, I want to do X, Y, and Z, right? But then you, in your mind, you like, okay, this is what I got this lined up. This is what is expected. Ooh. But then that client come back and say, I don't want to do it. I want to cancel that order. then in your mind, you like, dang, you already calculated what you was gonna do with the funds that come in, and in the sense of fashion, right? So it's like that's why sometimes it's a gift and a curse, because sometimes it can fluctuate, and you may walk away with a couple hundred, you may walk away with a couple dollars, you may walk away with a couple thousand, depending on how hard you put your effort in. And that's the reason why me personally, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, because I really wanted to control my own destiny. But at the same time, I still needed to build a team.
Team is very important.
Yes.
Not just any team, somebody that's like that's responsible, and somebody that can do what you do when you are not when you're not there, that be able to run, so you don't have to keep tabs on them. So a trustworthy team. Yeah, no, that is pretty dope, because a lot of people think like, oh, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that because I didn't make these sales, or people get mad about people canceling, and it's just like, you're no different from Gucci, you're no different from Wizards, you're no different from all these other stores. They get returns all the time. Yeah. You're no different. You're just on a smaller scale. You know what I'm saying? Like, people is going to do that, and that comes with the business. That's where insurance come in at. That's where you got to make your price to make up on the back end of things. Like, it all goes together if you do it the proper way.
Correct.
So I'm glad that you really actually touched on that, because a lot of people want to go in business and think it's just supposed to be so smooth. It's never going to be smooth. It's never going to be smooth, because you only can control what you can control. You can't control the people, which is the customers.
Exactly.
You can't control, and your customers being up and coming. Not to say it like this, but your customers is going to control you a little bit, because your goal is, when you're coming in, to give the customers what it is that they need. And once you have those particular customers that you are advertising to, then you can start structuring your time and stuff around the people that you have already built when you built your clientele. But most people feel like they don't have to do this and they don't have to do it. And it's like, yes, any business in the United States, you are up and running because of us.
See, and I'm glad you said that, right? Because a friend of mine told me this the other day. He said, the thing that separates my business from your business is that you let your customers overrun you, right? And I'm like, no, that's not the case. I'm like, I'm just here for my customers. It's a big difference. I'm not here to, hey, you tell me what you want and then I do it. Yeah, that's true. I do that. But at the end of the day, I'm also here to make sure that your encounterment with me is pleasant. I'm here to make sure that you have a good dealings with me, because like, I said this a while back. I said, hey, if you're going to be dealing with customers on a regular basis, you have to have some type of people skills.
You definitely do, because I've been in stores that I love, right? And I am somebody. So if I go in a store and you don't acknowledge me within those first 2 minutes is a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come up to you and I'm going to say why I'm not buying anything because of your interaction with me. I'm not have an experience. I need experience, because there's other stores that know what type of shoe I like, what type of material I like. They be waiting for me to come in. So I'll be dang if I go to another store and you guys are not acknowledging. You don't know who nobody is. So I won't purchase, but I will give them three times. And I did give her, I'm not going to say her name or the company name that's in Mayfair, but I gave her a chance, and I walked in and she was all over it. But like, no, like, I don't have to spend my money. My money is paying your rent.
Hey, it's funny that you say that, because like, that's true, because it's like I literally had a run-in with a customer, right? And I'm trying to patronize their business. Like, look, hey, I called in. I did exactly what you told me to do of how y'all want y'all business to operate. I called in, sent the order, and sent whatever it is I was doing. But when I come in here, like, I'm patiently waiting, because I'm like, I see you dealing with a customer already. Mm-hmm. So all I want you to do is acknowledge, like, hey, sir, hey, I'll be right with you as soon as I get done with this customer. Woo, woo. And one thing my big homie used to tell me, right? Sometimes as you been with the customers, you got to be able to read the room.
You do.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
do. Excuse me, I'm busy right now, but I see you. I'll be right with you. Oh, you acknowledge me. Now I want to see what else you got in here. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm coming in here for an issue, I might want to spend some more money. But I'm glad that you said that because my encounter with you was, because I can be, but it was always pleasant. Like your voice never changed, your tone never elevated. You was always patient with me. Your customer service was great to the point where now I spread the word. Like anybody asks for anything, like at first it used to be math science. I still deal with math science, but you being in the inner city, I'm definitely going to be like, hey, he's professional. He got this, he got that. Everything's on hand. The turnaround point is great, and that's what people are looking for. And because I had an amazing experience with you, and you didn't like anything on my end, I'm sure you're gonna treat everybody else behind me. So I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, no. So to switch it up real quick before we start getting into, the 414 day was amazing. So shout out to Milwaukee, 414 Day Milwaukee for having me, reaching out. It was amazing. I met some amazing people. It'd be a little overwhelming at times. Nevertheless, like the wind was mad crazy. Like the wind was mad crazy. Tents was getting flown over. The lady from across from us, it was mad crazy. But the people that they had in place, it made it just so easy because they was so helpful. They was pretty too. They was pretty and they was helpful. So that's always a plus for me. Like they had some pretty girls on site helping on the ground. So they made everything so easy. And it was fun too. And at the end of it all, it was very rewarding because so many I was taught like I'm not gonna say it, but I was talking to so many people, and a lot of people didn't know what it was. A lot of people did know what lupus is. A lot of people have friends that hasn't and haven't spoke to them in a while, and I was able to educate them and let them know, like, yo, you should reach out because of X, Y, and Z. So it was so liberating. And then even at the nightlife when I switched over and went to TZ TZ event, it was a late, and I was like checked out. Like I was mentally checked out of work mode, right?
Yeah.
But I forgot I had a custom Lupus Has No Face jersey on. And so this lady walked up to me. She was gorgeous as well. And it was so fast. And I was like, what's going on? She's like, oh, you got some tissue in your shoe. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. But then she kept talking. I really couldn't hear what she was saying, but I synced her like tearing up. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, and she kept pointing to my shirt. I'm like, what's, and I was like, oh, like, oh. So she shared a moment with me about her mother, and she was just so here. That has a nonprofit organization that's somebody that can give our mother support and all of the things, and then like just to meet people like that, they go through so much, and it's like when they meet me, how it's so overwhelming is because like I'm really only speaking my truth. I'm speaking what I went through, what I go through, what I see, what I learn, what I encounter as a nurse, what I encounter, when I go to the White House and things of that nature, or even on the corporate side, and I bring that back and I share it with everybody, and it's just like this is what I'm doing it for. Like this is why I'm showing up, no matter what it is. I'm showing up. I'm answering my phones all the time in the nights. I'm answering emails, messages, going to the hospital, like because it gives them that hope when they see someone like me that seems to be healthy, that is healthy, and I am in remission. But it takes a lot of work to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is what I do it for, but it never get easy because they pain is my pain. Like I was there at one point. So I definitely sympathize and sympathetic to the things that she was saying. So it was great. It was just great to meet a lot of new people, have a lot of connections, and have more people a part of the mission.
Man, I completely understand where you're coming from because I remember the first night I ran into you and you was telling me about your your business. I was like, yo, that's kind of dope because like I had when my father passed, and my dad he didn't have insurance.
What?
You know what I'm saying? So we had to do a GoFundMe, right? And I wish that I could have known about your business earlier because I was trying to bring awareness to lupus at that time. And, every so often I tend to do something eventful about that. But now since I know you, I rather put that time and energy into helping your business grow and helping awareness around your business.
I appreciate that. Like that's like hats off, yo. I
do. Yeah, y'all hear that first. I'm saying that live and direct. Like I give you my word, because when I did that with my dad, me and my family, we had to raise money to bury him. And we did that. We generated the money. I had did a concert at Oasis. I never forget it. Me and a couple local artists at that time raised the money, sold tickets, and we buried my dad. And it was a very nice turnout. And I appreciate all the artists that was there. It was Eastside L Book, Mozzie the Team, who else? Dave Flywalker. It was a bunch of artists that came through and supported, and I appreciate that to the deepest of my ability. But like once I seen the support that I got for that, I just knew that the awareness had to be out there because like I told you, my little sister got it,
Yes.
and I don't talk to her as much as I should, but when I do speak to her, I'm always checking in on her. Like I typically see her on social media and then I respond to her just to see how she doing. She's doing pretty good so far. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because so far, I can see when she's mentioned stuff on social media, like how she's feeling bad or something like that, I text her like, hey, I'm here for you. If you need anything, just call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because right now, I'm the oldest son on my dad's side. I'm the youngest on my mom's side. But with my dad family, with my dad kids, it's like I have to lead by example to let them know that I'm here for them. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no barriers in the road that we can't overcome if we all unify and stick together.
Spoken as a true king.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always try to let them know. Like, I know people grieve in their own way. And I guess my way of grieving was I made a song about it.
I didn't. What is that song? I would like to listen to that.
It's on social media, and it was on my project. It was called I believe it's called Dear Dad or something like that.
Is there any way that you can pull it up and send them to my producer and us get a little clip of it when he get all settled? I would love to hear a little bit of that.
Oh yeah.
So Tone, when he's gonna send it to you and see if you can, play a little bit of that. I would definitely like the people to hear that. That's that you put your energy into that. I appreciate. Well, I'm sure he appreciate that, and we appreciate that as well. So, no, it's a whole world, it's a whole nation out there with people that has lupus, and it's dope that you're talking about it with your father because most men don't like to come forward, with it because I don't know, they just feel some type of way. They feel some type of way. They can't articulate it properly. You know what I'm saying? They can't make sense out of it. So when you can't make sense out of it to your own self, especially being a man and being so prideful and all these things, they typically stay in the dark. But it's a lot of men that have it and is doing well with it actually. So I challenged a man this year to come out with it. I really do because they need to. They need to. I'm gonna give you his Tone. Tell him where to send it to.
Let me find it.
All of the things.
Where's it at? On social media? It should be. I think it's on YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
Because I shot it. Because
he like I don't even know. I don't even know. Why you doing all that good research? Jesse Jones, hello. Thank you for joining.
It was called
he said speak, bro. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I agree. What you agree about? What you talking about, Jesse? While we looking for that, how did your father battle with his lupus influence your views on health and wellness? Do you have any perspective of that?
How did my dad battle it?
Mm-hmm.
For a long period of time, my dad, and it's crazy because it's like I hate to say this, but my dad wasn't really in my life.
It's okay. This is a safe space.
And he wasn't really in my life like that. And I just was like, I ain't really told nobody this really. This is,
Well, give us the exclusive like we
you know what I'm
always
saying?
get. You know, Lupus Has No Face is known for these exclusives.
I used to feel like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
My dad was sick, and we all knew that, right? And I used to think to myself, like, what did I do wrong? Or what was wrong with me that made my dad not want to be around me?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I tend to see what he's done in the past, and I'm like, okay, is it me, or was it at the moment that he just wasn't ready to be around me just like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw him around all these other kids and stuff like that, but I just felt like maybe just maybe, like, I was raised with my dad's mom, by my dad's mom, right?
Okay. Your grandma. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And she told me, like, she raised me with who I am today,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she told me when I was younger, like, look, I hate to say this, son, but your dad, if you don't get his act together, he's not going to be around to see you at the age of 33, right? And I didn't understand what she meant by that, right? Now, granted, I'm 36.
Mm-hmm.
My dad passed away in 2016. Look how long ago that was. Roughly 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So if I do the math right, I want to say he passed away when I was at least 26, 25, 26. Like, he
It'll
didn't
be
see me in my
9 years.
30s. She told me that. So it's like when I saw him laying in the bed on his last dying bed, he apologized to me. He
Mm.
said, "I'm sorry for not pouring into you like I should have did." Right? And I'm like, "Hey, Dad, it's cool." You know what I'm saying? Like, I still had a good upbringing. Like, my grandma did everything she could do for me. Like, my uncles was my dad. They who helped raise me. Don't get me wrong. My dad always used to tell me, no matter how close your hands are, never let your left hand know what your right
Right hand
hand
is
doing.
doing.
He always told me that. And by him telling me that, that just let me know that sometimes, no matter how close you is, you still got to be able to hold your own. You still got to be able to hold your own 2 feet. Stand on
Mm-hmm.
your own 2 feet and stand up and do what's right. That's why that I am the way that I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never really didn't understand why I couldn't really get close to people, right? Because in my eyes, I felt like I was always an outsider.
Mm. Why? Because do you think that comes from your dad not being around?
I think because my dad not been around with my family, I was, like I said, I was raised by my grandma. So I very suddenly was able to hang out with family members because some people, they didn't understand, like, how is it that you get to stay with grandma but not us? Why you get to be over there with her and not? And it's grandmas. What grandma does? Grandmas take care of their grandkids.
They definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? You cannot go by your grandma's house and she not have a treat for you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
imagine I'm by my grandma every day. So every day I'm getting a new treat. And people like, hey, what's going on? What's up with that? Like, how is that possible? You know?
So while you're missing your dad and you're wondering why he's with all of these other kids and it's making you feel away, but you got grandma
Yeah.
that's treating you like everything it is, and now you got those people looking at you like, why him over us? You
Correct.
see how that look?
Yeah. I looked at it like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I never really looked at it on the outside looking in. I just was always like, hey, that's my grandma.
So from my understanding of it, most grandmas, the good ones, if the father is not stepping up, grandma is gonna go 100
Yeah.
because the dad is not doing what he's supposed to be doing. So the grandma does that.
Yeah. That's true. Cause,
Yeah.
like, it's crazy though. Like I told you, like, this year alone, like, my 2025 year started off rough. I lost my granddad.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You know what I'm saying? I lost him in January, right? And he was like he was a handyman. Like I didn't understand it at first. I'm like, my granddad, he was really like a visionary person, right? If he sees something,
Mm-hmm.
by him looking at it, he know how to put it together. He know how to build it. He know how to break it down and everything. And this is coming from a person that didn't surpass the fifth grade education.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But his education and street smarts was he was able to survive in the real world and was able to survive on an everyday basis. Every day he was learning something new. Every day he applied himself to get further ahead in life. Every day, that's what made me become who I am. Because I seen my granddad and I seen my grandma. Those was my pillars in the community. Those was the people that I saw every day fighting and becoming successful. Like financially, they wasn't successful, but in heart and spirit, they was successful to me. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't let whatever they didn't have, they didn't let that bring them down. They was always building each other up, lifting each other up, giving each other purpose.
That is dope because in reality, financials don't measure your success. People think that it does, but it
Hmm.
doesn't. It's so many miserable people that is very wealthy. You want to read some of these comments? I know you can start from. I can't really see it. Start from. Hey, what that say?
Hey,
Hey,
great to the cast.
hey, Jesse.
He said, I can relate to his story about his dad. Whew, I agree. Wow, I'm sorry you went through that. Man.
So, like the things that you went through when your dad told you that he was sorry, even though you was like, "No, I'm here for you." Did that take a lot of weight off your shoulders? Was that like, did that put you in a perspective where it's like, okay, it wasn't me, it was him? Because like some people when they are sick, they tend to get away from the world,
Yeah.
right? And it has absolutely nothing to do with anybody for the most part. But see, you will never know unless you actually ask him or you're around people that can tell their story. I used to do a disappearing act as well, when I was younger,
Hmm.
but now if I decide to disappear, my people know like, yo, I need a break. You know what I'm saying? But back then, because I didn't accept what I had, I couldn't really articulate that and explain that to people. And we were young. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
what the heck is lupus? First thing coming to our minds is like, I haven't even been sexual yet. How did I get a sexually transmitted disease? The lack of education. You know what I'm saying? So I was away for a lot, and I was very popular when I was younger. I still am today, but I was very popular. So when I went MIA, and ghosted, people wondered. So when people are sick and it's not doing what they are supposed to be doing, and
Yeah.
accepting what they have and start getting educated about that, they can't explain that to anyone. So, and they don't want people to feel sorry for them. And then him being a man, you not got to take that into kind of you got to take that as well, him being a man. So he didn't want to feel weak and all of those things. And you are all of those things when you are not healthy, when you have invisible illness.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing that I felt that, as a child,
Hmm.
your parents tend to not tell you everything.
It's to protect you
Yeah.
most
So,
times.
and like I said, I wasn't around my dad like that, so I didn't know what he was going through on a day-to-day basis. But all I know is that it's been some days when he'd be in agony pain, like I'm talking about, and I'm like, "Dad, you okay? What's going on?" Like when he did come around, and then it's like, "Dang, my grandma told me like one day, like your dad had lupus," and at that point, I didn't know what it was or how did you get it or how do you deal with it or how do you engage with it. I didn't know any of that stuff. And I had to do my research. And all I know was that, like, when the pain came, unbearable pain because I had to learn some of this from my little sister, and and that's why I tell her to this day, like, you are a strong individual. Like, even you dealing with it, like, y'all are some strong individuals because y'all fight with this stuff like every day, and you continue to get up every day and fight with it physically, mentally, and emotionally. So I give my hats off to y'all. Like, anybody dealing with that, man, like, y'all are the everyday winners. That's just me.
I appreciate that. We all appreciate that because it is a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like people look at me and think I have it all together. You can never have everything all together because at the end of the day, it's in God's hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my faith is strong. Like my faith is really, really, really strong, and I'm a very spiritual person. So I know for sure that has a lot to do with it. And because I accepted it and started educating myself about it and things of that nature, I know my triggers. I know what I can and can't do, and if I do it or does too much, what will happen and how I can get myself back to health. And I feel like a lot of warriors, they don't take out the time, or even I don't think that they don't care enough to
Mm-hmm.
know they triggers, but they don't most don't put what needs to be into them. And it's a lot. It's not easy. I make it look easy, but it's not easy. It's very unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do a lot to come out to the world. Like yesterday, after the
I found
414 day. Huh?
I found
You
this.
found it?
Yeah.
Tom, he found it. um
Well, I think I'm on the
Hey, Miss Gray. She said autoimmune diseases are no joke. What they say? The mental capacity is all we have
yeah, to control our
to
trigger.
control. I don't have my glasses on, but okay, there we go. There we go. Thank you so much, Tom. But yeah, like after that, like I just go and go and go, and I had to. I was like, but see, I listened to my body. I was like, I'm tired. Like I'm tired mentally, physically. I'm tired. So yesterday, when I got off and did all of the things, I came home, did a little bit of housework. I hopped in the shower and I laid down. I didn't answer my phone or nothing. Once I, turned over, I made a couple posts, things of that nature. And then took my daughter to school this morning, and then I went back. Like it was just too much. But now I'm just like, I told God, I said, listen, I need some rest. I need some good rest. Like, let me wake up rejuvenated. And he did just that. So I do a lot before I come into the world looking like nothing is wrong with me.
Oh, I found
You
it.
found it?
I found it somewhere.
Okay, we're gonna wait till he get that together, and then we're
You
gonna
want to
share
email
it.
it?
Huh?
Email it?
You know what? Send it to me and I'll send it, or do you got his number?
Nope.
Okay, send it to me and I'll send it to him. Send it to him. What message do you want to share with others who may be facing similar challenges?
Um, a message that I will want to share with others is like, no matter what the situation is, don't stop. Keep going. Keep moving forward. You know, a friend of mine told me the other day, right? He said, life is like riding a bike. You know,
No, that's funny. I got a story. Was you done with that one?
you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what you mean life is like riding a bike? He said, if you stay riding, you stay giving emotion, stay going, you go keep your balance. But if you just stop, you go fall.
That is so true. Like two things, right? So true story. I think back in like 19 or 19. Oh Lord, like 2000 and like 20 or like around the pandemic time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't rode a bike in forever, right? So we was all trying to figure out what to do. So I'm like, I wanna go buy a bike. I stayed in that store for like 3 hours. I wanted the best bike. I wanted like all the bells and whistles, right? So I got this bike. Got the bike, got the helmet, everything. Cause I haven't rode a bike in forever.
Yeah, that's funny.
So I came home. I'm like, I asked my baby, I said, Nana, I said, do you wanna let's go ride a bike or whatever? And she was like, okay. Well, and then I stayed in the gated community, so like the part where I was at kind of like had to slow for the thing. I got on that bike. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I don't know how to ride this bike. So I was pedaling all the way down. So I was like, wait, maybe let me get on a flat surface, right? So I got it and I took off and I didn't stop. I said, if I stop, I'm gonna fall. So I just kept going, kept going, kept going. But that is true. Like you keep going, you definitely will. And then you say you was raised by your grandma and your uncles and things of that nature. So you definitely understand that it's a choice that you make. And if you don't choosing to deal with that. So don't nobody want to hear your complaints because it's hard to be successful. And when you are successful, it's hard to abstain that success. And it's more problems that come with that. And people don't understand that. So when, our warriors are going through, I love that they see me because that gives them hope. That's what they tell me. I quote, you give me hope. And I can't stop. Even if I wanted to stop, I can't stop because I feel like I have so many behind me. The work is not even halfway done yet.
See, and that be the crazy part because not knowing the stuff that you do on an everyday basis and it's just what you just constantly do, that is somebody that's monitoring you or even observing you.
Yeah.
And you could be inspiration to them on a day-to-day basis. They're like, man, how did that person do it? How did this person do this and not do that? How did that happen?
Consistency. Getting tired of being in so much excruciating pain. Like it's different levels of pain, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like if you don't get a hold of this, yeah, I'm going and I'm seeing the doctors. I'm hearing what they tell me. I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing. I gave you his number so you can send it to him because it's not letting me. Hey, Ken. And it's like, what can I do? You do gotta research, and the doctors are only as good as you are. You know what I'm saying? Because they go by a black and white screen. What's your weight? What's your symptoms? What's this? What's that? Okay, we're gonna give you this medication. So you gotta be an advocate for yourself. You gotta let them know. You gotta keep track and you gotta give it a fair chance because medication ain't just gonna work just like that. It gotta get in your system and it's gonna make you feel crazy. But just like, you know what I'm saying? Just like anything else, you gotta get used to it. And you gotta document, you gotta journal. So when you go back to that doctor, you can tell them like, yo, I'm feeling like this. I don't have a quality of life. Or yeah, it does work. They got to play with the dosage a little bit. You know what I'm saying? People don't give the doctors a fair chance. And for our warriors out there, you got to have a host of team. You got to have a rheumatologist, a neurologist, a primary care provider, whatever it is that you're dealing with. You have to have a specialist for that because your primary care provider is not going to be able to provide you the level of medications that you need for what you are dealing with. They are restricted to a certain capacity as well too. So that's when the referrals come in at. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you gotta know, it's very beneficial for you to know what you're going through and what you're feeling because a lot of people, it plays on your mental health, right?
Yes.
And people just ask themselves, like, is it just me or am I really in pain? Or am I really feeling like that? No, you are really feeling like that. You know what I mean? Write that down. Ask yourself, what caused this mood? What were you doing to get into this mood? What were you doing that your pain levels increased it? What were you doing that your pain level decreased it? How did you feel after you had that pop? You know what I mean? Like you gotta do the work yourself because if you don't put in the work yourself, you can't expect for nobody else to do it, and you're not gonna have a quality of life dealing with the invisible illness because it definitely can go in remission.
Yes, and I think that's the other thing is what I feel like people need to be aware of is admitting when they have a problem.
Yes. And it's okay.
Yes, it's okay because it's like I came to the realization I was like, you know what, I have a problem myself. You know what I'm saying? And my problem was that it's like the organization side of things. Like certain things I could do this and do that, but certain things I can't. Sorry about that.
You good.
Certain things I can't do, but I'm like, I'm willing. That's why I'm not afraid to ask for help.
Give me half out of that. Let me tell you so. Oh, this can go in so many directions. First of all, I'm gonna start with our warriors. Mm-hmm. It is definitely okay to ask for help, and if you're not receiving the help that you are seeking, it's okay because it's other people that's going to give you the help that you need. People be looking for the help from the people that they are expected to get the help from, and that's almost never the case, regardless of what it is, right?
Yeah.
You gotta accept the help from who's giving you the help, and you gotta be okay with that. So that's number one, you guys. It's okay, definitely, to not be okay. It is. It really is, because once you accept that, you can start learning to live better with it because you're asking for help.
Yes.
Nobody makes it nowhere in life without help.
It's true.
Nobody.
Correct.
And you're gonna hear a million no's. Like, I'm speaking from experience. You're gonna hear a million no's, a million silence, but those 8 yeses that you got, 3 of them changed your whole entire life.
That's
That's
crazy.
why you never, never, never give up. You got to believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself and your mission and what you stand for, nobody can deter that from you, take that from you, or tear you down with it.
That's crazy that you said that, right? Because I was riding with my cousin one day, right? And his son said something that was like, "No, it's bad. They're gonna say no to me, right?" And my cousin was like, "No, why would you say that? How do you know what the next person's gonna think or say? Like, you never go into a situation thinking something bad is gonna happen, you know." And when he said that, I was like, "Wow," you know what I'm saying? And I do believe in the power of the tongue.
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
You know
yes.
what I'm saying? You speak things into existence, it will manifest and it will happen.
For sure.
You know. And he was like, never go into a situation thinking that it can't happen. Always go into the mindset of saying, yes, yes, it will happen. This was what's going on. This is what's going to get done. You know, and that's why I am the way that I am, because like I don't really think of the negative stuff like that. I don't. Sometimes people tell me like I'm a deep thinker, or I'll be overthinking things, but I feel like sometimes you gotta be aware of the whole environment, the whole atmosphere. You know
You
what I'm saying?
definitely do.
Yeah, because it's like it's not that I'm thinking bad, but I just have a backup plan. Like, what if?
Exactly. You gotta, it has to be a balance. You gotta think both sides around the corner, everything. And shout out to Mikhail. She speak mindset so heavenly. Um, she definitely does. And it all does starts with the mindset. Your mind controls everything. You know what I mean? You want to read this comment on the screen from Miss Gray?
In most cases, meaning with lupus, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I can't even pronounce that word.
Fibromyalgia.
There you go.
There you go.
Also have
Pulmonology. I just had a pulmonology test, a pulmonologist, but I just had a pulmonology test a couple of weeks ago.
yeah.
And what that is dealing with your breathing and things of that nature. Thank God everything went so well. But that is definitely true. That is definitely true. Some warriors and people with fibromyalgia, and a lot of warriors that have lupus have other things under the umbrella like fibromyalgia or rheumatoid arthritis or lupus nephritis. So they have more than one visible. Thank you for that, Miss Gray. So sometimes when you're going through to the doctors, you can't always just say lupus, especially if you have other autoimmune diseases.
Yeah.
Right. So they gotta try to like figure out which one are they treating. And thank God I love my team. Shout out to Dr. Gaisley and Dr. Diedrich. That's my dermatologist, and my rheumatologist. Them two are the ones that I see the most. But they comes up, and Dr. Conti too, that's my PCP. They come up with a game plan because they talk to each other. They talk to each other and then come up with a game plan to treat me for the overall things, not for this and that. And that's how you end up with a whole bunch of medications.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't like to be on a lot of medications. I'm not against medications, don't get me wrong, but I do a lot of home remedies that does work. That is in my book. That just got released, and that's on Amazon as well. Those are the things that works for me and different warriors with their testimony. So you guys can check that out as well. Um, did you send that to him?
Yes, I did.
Okay, okay. Can you talk about any specific initiatives or activities you are involved in to promote lupus awareness?
Like I said earlier, I was doing something just like periodically. I used to do stuff around my dad's birthday,
Okay, when is that?
May 7th.
Oh, you did tell me that. You
yeah.
did tell me that. Okay, May 7th.
Yeah.
That is a Wednesday, right? This upcoming Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, not this upcoming
I
Wednesday,
know
but
what
you know.
mean. Yeah, I do it every year around his birthday because his birthday. See, this is kind of crazy, right?
It's not crazy.
My birthday is May 3rd.
Okay.
My grandma's May 4th.
Okay.
His is May 7th.
And y'all are what? Gemini's?
Taurus.
Taurus.
You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And every I'm just now to be blunt with it. I'm just now in a mindset of celebrating my birthday because
Let's get to it. That's a sign of healing, dude. Let's get to it. You
exactly.
gotta double bag me on that. We gotta do three. One, two, three. For real. Let's get to it though. That's a sign of healing.
Yeah, because it's like ever since he died, my birthday never been the same.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm yay, I'm this year, but then it's like, dang, that's another year without my dad. And that always triggers me, you know. And now, like I said, I'm just now in the mindset of saying, okay, I did this for my not only for myself, but I did it for my mom and I did it for my dad.
So let me ask you something, right? It's
Yeah.
easier said than done, right? We all go through our own mental things and trials and tribulations. Do you think your dad will want you to be like that on your birthday?
I don't think so. And that's why, like me personally, I'm like, I gotta continue to keep going. Because like
Celebrate him.
my dad used to tell like, and this is crazy, right? My dad dying bit, I swear to God, no BS, all BS to the side, right? I had a client, right? And my dad was like, look, son, don't worry about me. I'm gonna be here. I can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Go deal with that client. Go make that money. You know what I'm saying? And then you come back to see me afterwards, right? On his 9 bit, I did just that. I that I'm gonna go make this money, come back, going to go see my dad. Now, the last time that happened, I hated that because the client took way longer than expected. And when I got there, my dad was dead.
Maybe he didn't want you to see that part as to why he was sending you off.
Exact. And I thought about that. I'm like, man, like, what's going on? Like, my grandma was telling me, like, get here ASAP, get here ASAP. Like, just get here, right? And I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She wouldn't tell me. She just said, get here. I got there. My dad held my hand, took his last breath, and that's when he apologized. So he said, I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry that I put you through what you've been through. Because as I was younger, I learned that I couldn't ever go to my dad house and it's cool. I learned that I could never go to my dad house and spend the night because when my dad would come pick me up, he'd drop me off. The definition like a Rolling Stone? That was my dad, a Rolling Stone. Way laid his hat was his home. Like he'd wait till I get to go to sleep. I get up in the middle of the night. Everybody get up in the middle of the night. I get up in the middle of the night. I'm somewhere not familiar. I'm looking for my dad. He gone. I gotta call my grandma. Like, grandma, come pick me up. He left me again. You know what I'm saying? And for so many years, and until I got older, I could not spend the night with my dad's house because in my mind, it kept playing back to me. Once you go to sleep, you gonna get up and leave. That's been playing in that's been playing with me. That's why even when I got older, I could not go to his house and spend the night. I just couldn't. So it's like I couldn't do it. I'd rather just, hey, dad, I'm here. I see you. You good? You good? All right. I'm out of here. And just keep it moving.
Did you ever think that you therapy? You know what I mean?
Um,
Because if that's bothering you to that capacity, it's not normal. It's okay to seek out help for that.
yeah,
And you gotta have the right therapist.
that's true. Cause it's like I felt that I used to think that whatever my dad didn't do for me, I was gonna do for mine. You know?
And I don't think I'm gonna respond to that in a minute. Tone, you ready? Okay, we do not own rights to this music. We do not own rights to this. Wait, no, it's your song.
No,
Because they be flying me.
no, we don't, because it's a mixtape song.
We don't own rights to this
I
music.
was in my feelings when I made this.
Okay, so we're gonna play a little song.
All right, go ahead.
And we're gonna drop the link for y'all if y'all want to go listen to it later on. Tom, drop the link up in there. Yeah, I don't want to play.
Yeah, because that particular song, I made towards my mom and my dad. Because, I lost my mom a year after I lost my dad.
Oh, it's
And it's crazy because my mom told me before she died, she was like, her and my dad was like, regardless they went together, they was best friends.
you got it, Tom. Yeah, it's the output that's the issue. Okay, go ahead.
Take your time, buddy. You got
Take your
this.
time. Take your time.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like, my dad and my mom was like, they was in my eyes, they was like best friends. And it felt like after he died, she couldn't deal with herself or whatever. And then she died she died like a year later. And it was crazy because it's like I literally was getting into it with my girl, like, you know what, fine. I'm gonna go to my mama's house. And then boom, I get a call like, your mom died. Like, what? That hit home. That hit hard. Like my brother, I got a brother that stay out here. And, I'm the little brother, but in my household, I feel like I'm the big brother. Oh man, go ahead, play that, man.
Play that.
Don't talk.
Let them say whatever they want to. I love you, and that's all I need to know. We can stay as long as you want to. I need you more than ever.
Came out of nowhere. Look. Didn't think it can't be right. Now I know I can't ask, but why he take it like my mama gonna see you up with my pops now. It's me against the world, waiting till I touchdown. Got us now, it's me and my bro, man. I guess this part of God's program. You don't know, man. I don't know either. You better be cool. The feeling with the reaper. For too long time to get it up. My daddy taught me real man. It's not enough. Granny made sure that I had this much. So I never asked. I just got it up. And my life, my way. So I did it all. If I want it, I go get it. I don't need to stall. I ain't had the ball, but I had the block. Big bro, I swear to God, we gon' break the clock.
Let them stay whatever they want to. I love you, and that's all I need to know. We can stay as long as you want to. I need you more than ever, and I'll go.
Now look at me, I see I got another angel.
Definitely need that. You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you release some energy out on that song when you made that song?
Actually, I did, and after I made it, I felt a little better. I felt a little better because it's crazy. Because after I made the record, I went to my mom's funeral, and I performed the record at her funeral.
That's beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful.
Because it was like everybody was like, "Man, anybody got something to say?" Because my mom only got 2 kids. That's me and my brother. So originally, the song was supposed to have my brother on there, but he couldn't do it, and I didn't want to wait too long. So I just initially wrote another verse, and I did the song myself.
That's amazing. What advice would you give to other families dealing with a loved one affected by lupus?
I mean, like I said before, just be their backbone. Be there mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because at the end of the day, some people may or may not want to expose their problems to the next, because some people feel like that they feel that they're transferring their energy or their problems to the next person, but in reality they just may or may not know how to ask for the help, if it makes sense, you know.
Definitely does.
So I always feel like read the room. You just got to be there. You just got to be there and pay close attention, because you never know what or when substance. Because even myself, sometimes I don't feel the man in me don't feel the right to ask for help, but my pride, sometimes I got to put my pride to the side and be
Please
like,
do.
hey, I need help. You know what I'm saying? And let's it does better, or it works better when you and I work together to create unity. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And that's why I always tell people, just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's going on, and channel that energy, because what they say, each one teach one.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
each one teach
Yes.
one.
Yes. Yes.
And I feel like if you reach one, you could teach one, and you could just help the next person not know. Because and I know in life that people use is like everything, it's common sense, but common sense is not common for everybody,
That is right.
you
That is
know.
right.
So it's like you cannot be, what's the word I'm looking for, you cannot be
Naive.
naive, or you cannot be to the point where you feel like you can't hold a grudge to somebody that's not aware, or that's not knowing what's going on, or how to deal with that situation or that illness.
Listen, even with that, right? Everything. I truly believe in transparency. Like a lot of people that I came across, deal with to this day, dealt with, they can't have that transparency. And transparency is definitely different from being honest, right?
Hmm.
And they take it and they make it about themselves. But I feel like as long as you are transparent with somebody, at least you vocalize that, right?
Hmm.
And you giving them the choice, regardless if they receiving that in a negative or a positive energy. Because I always say, uncomfortable conversations is the goal to success. Like you have to have uncomfortable conversations. People that's around you, even the ill, you know what I'm saying? If you was my friend and we just doing whatever, and I'm just so sick, and you just steady trying to get me out the house, and I'm telling you I don't feel good, you're not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to go have fun, but I'm just telling you I don't feel good, and you steady trying to no. So people that's around you, no matter what category it is in your life, if them people don't tell you about you, if they ain't never set you down, or you ain't never had uncomfortable conversations with them not your people. Your people is going to hold you accountable, responsible for your actions, and they're going to be overlooking some things that you may not see and bring awareness to it. It's up for you to deal with. So
Yes.
your people is not like, no, your people is going to always try to protect you to the best of their ability. And that
Hmm.
comes with having uncomfortable conversations.
Yes. Yes. That's
It
true.
just does. What does living well with lupus mean to you and your family?
um I mean, it's crazy because it's like I mean, it's kind of all the same to me in a sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just I have to, like I said, I have to be a better brother to my little sister. I'm admitting
Why
that,
do you think you're not a better brother to your?
because to the sense of fashion, like I don't, like she's my sister on my dad's side.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I didn't really have my dad in my life, and I'm just, what's the word I'm looking for? With my sisters on my dad's side, and this is my other dad's set of kids. I just recently, I want to say since my dad died in 2016, I just got a hold of them in maybe 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I really wasn't in their life like we should have did, you know? And that's why it's like now going on, I try to be there for them and just let them know, like, look, hey, We a family. Like I told them, I reached out to them and I was like, look, I know I got my own business, but I could turn I create into we create. You know what I'm saying? This could be our business if we all come together and
Open
like
them
work. I could
doors.
definitely show you a trait that's needed on an everyday basis. You know, and I talked to my brothers and them, and still to this day, I mean, some of it doesn't it gravitated towards them. Some of it didn't. Some of them was like, I'm cool. Some of it was like, hey, let's make money. And I'm like, cool. Like, hey, if we all, and I tell my family this to this day, like, I'm not holding grudges. I'm not saying, oh, y'all shouldn't have did this to me in the past, or I shouldn't have did this to y'all in the past. Like, family is all we got. And I hate that, or I don't want it to be a death in a family for us to get back together.
Absolutely, but in hindsight of it all, right? Like I believe family is family, and that's family meaning like so. Like I don't talk to some of my family.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I hate them.
Correct.
None of that. It just means that so much came to pass. I don't want to deal with it no more. You know what I'm saying? But if I see you, hey, it's all love. You know, you going through something that's like really traumatic, like in a hospital or something. I'm there. But like on a how you doing on a regular basis? No, because I believe in family only makes you blood, right?
Yeah.
And friends can turn into family. Family to me is action. Love is an action word. So no matter how much you say it to me, I gotta feel that love from you. You understand what I'm saying? So I say that to say to you, if you are trying and you tried and there's no receiving on their end, all you did your part. So now it's they have to come your way because you don't want to be that person just pouring, and nobody pouring back to you. I don't care who they are. You understand what I'm saying? You deserve love too. You deserve some reciprocation. You deserve all of that. So if you put your leg out there and they not grabbing back too, it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I said it for you to say later on, or for you to think about. I need to be a better brother. Like, do you really need to be a better brother? Because you can't make two people got to make something happen. It got to come
True.
from both sides
That's true.
for it to work ever in anything in life. So if you are, and then the other person is not, there, it's what it is.
You got a point there. And I guess back in the day with me doing music, I really was locked into doing music and not really being family orientated. Like, cause I used to hate. I'm being transparent. If I'm being transparent, I used to hate that. You know, you ever been with a family member and they telling a story, and you like the whole
The
family,
story like a lie.
no,
Oh,
like an actual story.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the whole family like, they, oh yeah, I remember that. And you looking like,
I don't remember nothing.
I don't know what the hell you talking about.
It's a lot of that because I got a huge family. I got a huge family. California, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Milwaukee. Like I got a huge family. People know me because of I'm my daddy's child and my twin. So like I was just at the grocery store the other day and I was on the phone with Ken. And I was talking on the phone being loud. And a chick was like, she said something like, "You being loud on the phone," and I'm like, so I'm starting to be sarcastic. Like I said, "Oh, I'm being loud, huh?" Like I was for the start, like, but not knowing that was my cousin. Like I didn't recognize her at all. I'm like, dang.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious. So um, I just got brain fog. I was getting somewhere because you said something. It's gonna come back to me. Finish your story. Oh no, I say that to say like when people be telling their stories, I'm like, I don't be around to even witness or understand or know what you're talking because I don't be around. So it's just like, what for real? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't say anything. Like,
Yeah, that's why now with me and my family, we definitely be trying to make memories now.
that's all it's about.
Yeah.
Whether it's your friends, your child, your family members, when you go out of town and you having events or you going anywhere and y'all want to come, because it's open invitation. And if listen, I keep tabs. Okay, so if I'm giving you open invitation and you continue to deny the open invitation, I got this one cousin. I love her to death. That's my baby. I do miss our time together. But I had told her long time ago because I know how I am. Like I know me so well. If you are saying certain things, I just couldn't be with you in a relationship because I know a lot of people on this earth or will never experience who they fully are, right? So I know me, and I kept telling my cousin like, "Yo, I be laughing, but that laugh is not always funny. I be like, listen, I'm gonna stop asking you to go places with me because you continue to say no. I don't know why you saying no, but you continue to say no. That's it ain't it's not hurtful, but it's kind of like like it's always a no. So, and that's my girl. We be together all the time, and it happened. She was feeling some type of way. I felt her energy because I'm around her all the time, but I let her come to me on her own. And one day I was at work and she was texting me like. So she was saying what she was saying, but then she was shutting it down at the same time. It's like, oh no, 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 no. You don't get to just say what you're gonna say and think you're not gonna get this feedback.
Yeah.
And she said, like, oh, I'm acting this way and I'm acting that way, and she noticing these things and noticing that things. And it's like, hold on. It's not like that. Remember, I've told you. It took me a year and plus to stop asking her, but I've said I'm going to stop asking you to go places because you always say no. So then I had to start breaking it down. Like, yo, I ask you, what are you doing this day? What are you doing? I insert myself into your life. I say, I'm going to the grocery store. We're going to cook at your house. I'm inserting myself into your presence. It's very rare that you be like, come on, Van, come on, look, whatever you calling me, come over here, right? Yeah. You only noticed this because of the act of kindnesses that I was doing. So now it's a problem, but it wasn't a problem when I kept doing it. So my thing was I just stopped. She felt some type of way, whatever the thing may be. We had conversation. She may not agree, but it's what it is. Facts are facts. And, I be sending my baby out and it's all love. Like you can continue, you can see me on the books and be like, every come pop up. It's all love. It's nothing lost. But I'm just not doing what I was doing before because I feel like you didn't appreciate that. Now you understood what I was doing because you're not getting it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like what it is. So like when I see that I'm working too hard or I'm pouring too much into a person, because you sit down by yourself, you got to sit in your thoughts.
Yeah.
And if you pouring too much into somebody, you got to stop because it's going to ruin you and you're going to have resentment. So before I have resentment against anybody, because life is too short. Like I said, I love her. Life is too short. I just fall back. And when you ready to have that conversation is up there and we can always resume, but you should never pour into anyone more than they're pouring into you. Now it'll never be equal, right? It'll never be equal. But if that person is never there every time you need something, not even to vent, the free things, that's a problem. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that to say, like, you could be a good person at heart. You're going to always get blessed with abundance, but don't, and people are always going to use us. That's what it is. It's a give and take. People are going to use us, and it's okay to use us, but not in a malicious manner.
Yeah.
Right. So I say that to say, like, yeah, you do have a kind heart. I definitely get that off of you and get that from you, but don't let people use you to bruise you.
True that. I was just told that today because like I told you, I was like, hey, I got my hair done, but I ain't got my hair cut. But because it was like, I guess it's true. Time management is a real thing if you're not using it wisely.
Oh, it is.
Yes. So it's like, and it's crazy though, because it's like, you ever imagine you go to the club and you know how they be like, it's free before a certain time, and you like, well, I'm me. I ain't gotta wait line.
Yeah, no, I say that all the time. I'm not waiting in nobody line. That line better be moving, baby, or I'm not going. We turn it around.
Hey, it's funny because it's like I know so many people that, and this is a gift and a curse because it's like I know so many people that like I'm like, okay, look, I know I was supposed to be here at this time, but after this time, I know I can. Hey, such and such. Hey, I need my haircut, and I know if I leave here at 8:30, they go answer be like, come here at 9. Like I know they go look out for me. Or if I need my hair done, no matter what time of the day it is, like they go look out for me and get it done. And it's like I say that to say because sometimes you have a gift and sometimes you can use it or lose it. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm like, if I would have been prepared yesterday and got myself up yesterday and got my hair done, I could have got my hair cut today. You know what I'm
And you
saying?
wasn't.
I wasn't. I didn't use my time wisely. And that's why I say if you got them gifts, you can use it or lose it.
Man, like just one last thing before we go, like I have to have proper time management. Like some things I know where I can like slide through a little bit late. You know what I'm saying? Take a little advantage of it. You know what I mean? But that's never my goal. Like
Yeah.
it is always like sometimes I be trying to get all of my sleep. That's where it comes in now.
Yeah.
If I'm up and coming and going already, I'm good. But like if I gotta, if I get the chance to rest, I'll be sleeping to the last minute. And for some odd reason, every time to the last minute, it's always like 1,000 things to do. And I'm like, this wasn't even my plan that I'm supposed to be doing. So, like you said, it's a gift in the cards. Finally, is there anything else you would like to share that you think is important to people to understand about lupus and those affected by lupus?
Um. Well, I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of go back to the drawing board of being aware, being there for that person mentally, physically, and emotionally, and understanding that it's going to be some times where they physically or mentally might not be having the energy to do X, Y, and Z. So they might be physically or mentally drained. And you just got to be kind and courteous to understand, like, okay, look, you don't want to, like you said before, right? If your friends always constantly, hey, let's go out, let's go this, let's go there, you like, no, not today. They gotta understand and read between the lines and like, okay, you having a situation, instead of us going out, let's come to you and see what you need help with. Let us be there.
And see, I'm very transparent with my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm very transparent with my people. It's a lot of things that I got away from, like board games and things of that nature that I like. But we are running out of time. What do you all have coming up in the near future? What's going on so people can attend or?
Oh, okay. In the near future, what's the date? The 16th?
Yes.
Yeah, in 3 days, right? You got 3 days to get your act together, okay? 3 days, right? On Saturday, we got the Running Rebels Unity Expo 8. No,
This Saturday?
yes, this Saturday. The Expo 7, I'm sorry.
Expo 7.
7. Unity Expo 7 this Saturday. And then May 3rd,
Birthday in the
it's
building.
my birthday / grand reopening of my business. And,
What time is that? Because I do have something on May 3rd.
you know what? I peeped that. I seen that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember you telling me like you said I might be late, and I'm like that's cool. So the thing is, my birthday is May 3rd. I'm doing it from 3 to 8.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah, and everything it's like a 5-3 scenario. So it's like if you buy 5 things, you get 3 things at a discounted rate.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Is this
saying?
gonna be at your studio?
Yeah, it's gonna be in my shop.
Your shop. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to do stuff different a little bit, you know.
And you ain't trying, you doing. I'm doing
Yeah.
things a little bit different from my birthday, and that's okay.
Yes.
So we definitely, me and my team, whoever's available, we definitely gonna pop out there. We do have the 5th annual informational for Lupus Has No Face, May 3rd. If you haven't registered, please go to the website www.lupushasnoface.com and register. It is totally free. It's gonna be some amazing people in the building. We are kicking it off with the informational, all of the things come show up, come pop out, and it's on Zoom for those that are not in Milwaukee. People that are in Milwaukee, I prefer you guys to come in the building unless you're at work or something. And then we're gonna be popping out to you, celebrating you. Anything else?
I ain't gonna bore them too much, but I can tell y'all right now, y'all can go on YouTube and check out our "What's Your Mission" movie teaser or
Oh, that was
whatnot.
dope.
Shot by my cousin Sir Quentin.
Shout
That's
out
the
Sir Quentin,
best.
shut up and hustle.
Yeah. When you see that, you know
Right.
mean business. You know what I'm saying? But y'all can go check that out, and then check out the Running Rebels Youth Project, the Uplifted. It's on YouTube as well. Y'all go stream that up.
That was definitely an amazing movie. I love that. Y'all come pop out. The links will be in the comments below. Yeah, so we starting off the month of May with we're gonna go crazy. Okay, Lupus Awareness Month. Be present, be active, come join the team. So thank you for tuning in with Lupus Has No Face podcast with your host Savannah and our special guest Deontay every Wednesday live at 6:30. Until next time, see you later.
Oh, you do graphic design too?
See, I